morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's the old guy Jack here. What are we going to do today? Well, I got this stator that came out of my DT175, and it was in really rough shape. I mean, the coils looked okay, but the points were just totally rusted and fell apart, actually, when I took the screw out to take them off. The condenser looked terrible, and I don't know if it would work or not, but I took it off and put a new one on. And I put, the wires were all shot. Some of them were broken off, some of them were just totally gone. But I did a whole new wire run for it. New casing, new wires, the whole bit. Luckily, the parts that were, the connector, I had one that was the same. So I put that on, a brand new one. There was a unit on there that I didn't know what it was, if it was a resistor or what, but I found out in the course of doing this work. So we got that squared away, and there's also a secondary connection for the line coming up from the points, and that's for testing, so you don't have to break in here to do into the stator to do the testing. You can connect your meter or your buzz box or whatever it is right up there, and that point is before what I found out was a diode. So we'll go through fixing up the spark side of this stator. I rewired the lighting coils and charge coils as best I could. It's kind of hard to follow the wires. They're all bundled in there together. And I tried to make a diagram before I started, and I hopefully got them all right. We'll find out only when we get the whole thing all together, and I'm pretty sure that the work I did today is all right and correct. We checked that, so we'll have to wait until the bike comes together, and that's a long ways off. We'll see you then. All right. We want the wire from the source coil, and we take this black wire coming down from the plug here that you see, and we tie that wire actually ends up going to the ignition coil up on the frame. We'll tie it to here. That's the way it's normally done. So let's poke this up through. What's the trouble up there? Knock it off. Damn birds. I could just throw their nest out, but I guess it's not the most unpleasant sound in the world, is it? So we want to strip this back, cut it off and strip it back a little bit. Let's get some tools. We got our solder station here. I've had that thing for 50 years, Probably. I think I had it in Japan when I was stationed there in the 70s or 60s and 70s. Maybe somebody will check and they'll find out that they weren't manufactured until later than that. All right, that's the black wire coming from above. This wire we got to strip back a little ways too. This is coming from the source coil. So we want to try and strip that. And we did that. Now that wire is corroded really bad. And we want solder to stick to it. So we're going to use our trusty pocket knife, and we're going to scrape that wire down. It's just a single strand. And then we need to put 3 wires on this condenser. We got this one, and then a wire that goes over to the points. So I need to create a little black wire. You'll see that we have wire up here. I would prefer to have a small gauge wire, but I think all I've got might be larger. Let me see if I can find a smaller gauge. Yes, this is 20 gauge, and that's all I need. Okay. We'll just cut off a hunk of this. And the first thing we're going to do with it is go back where it came from so I'm not looking for it tomorrow. Strip a little piece off. All right. Now we're going to put this on there. And we're going to do it with a lot of solder. And we're going to put a little bit of rosin flux on it. We're not going to crimp that at all. Some solder. Temperature is set to 800. And we got that. All right, that end we'll go over to the points. And I need some little tiny wrenches and a Phillips screwdriver. That would normally be a slotted, but that's not. So we want to get this under here and then get all this back together, because there's insulators in here and they have to be there, otherwise it'll be shorted to ground all the time. So I'll be right back once I get the tools I need. All right, I'm going to tin this little tiny single strand wire here, just to make sure it'll accept solder. And yes, it does. Okay. So we need, I needed the wrenches too to get that in there. So I'll be back. All right, that is a 5.5 millimeter. And either we have to take this nut all the way off, which I'd prefer not to do, or we got to cut a piece out of this to make it a spade lug. Holy cow. Can you, I don't know if you can see those. Look at the tips on that. Look at them when they're together. I think it's time for a new one, don't you? Yeah. Wow. I think I got another one over here someplace. They're cheap ones though. But they're probably in better shape. What do you think? All right, let's see if we can make this into a spade lug. What do you think? Did we make it? Seems to. Now we got to get it tightened down. We're getting there. All right, I think I'm going to put a little piece of heat shrink over that if I can find some real small stuff. I think I found the perfect thing. We can put that on there. Put that over there, just like that. Go get my heat gun. See if we can heat that up a little bit. All right, job done. Now, we need to run this wire to where it goes over to here, but we want to make sure that this doesn't be rubbing on anything that's going round and round here, if you know what I mean. All right, I'm going to put a little bit of rosin on that wire, and then I'm going to tin it. Well, if I can get a little bit of rosin. Okay. So we don't get any stray wires sticking out all over the place. Okay. We want this to go down and kind of in there, and then back up. Then the trick is we got to hold all three of these wires together. We're going to do the same thing with that one. We'll tin it and make sure it's accepting solder before we try to put it down there. I want to try to get these all trapped. And bend this tab over the top of them. Let's see what happens here. I think we've got a good solder connection. But we need to find out. All right, I think I got all three of them in there. We're just going to put that down there. Let's say we get a meter. And make sure we're connected from here to the points. And we're going to measure the resistance from the top of the condenser to the points. And you can hear that. It says we got a short. Okay. So we need now to stay on those 2 points. Do we? No. All right, that's measuring up to the black wire up here. If you can see that right there, the black wire going in there. And we're right there behind it. And here we are at the points. And here we are here. Now, we also want to make sure that this black wire goes to ground when the points are closed, right? I don't know. When the points are closed. Well, that's going to there. That should be going to ground. Believe it or not, I think my points are dirty. All right, well, we'll clean the points and we'll get back to you. Okay, we're going to put one lead up here on the black wire, and we're going to touch ground down here on the stator. And we still don't have anything. Do we have a contact? Maybe not. All right, well this, we know this is the same point. Oh, I was upside down on that plug. All right. That black wire isn't going up there. Has this got a resistor in it? Or a diode in it? Ah. This little thing right here, which goes up to this black wire here, must be a diode, because when we put the red lead on here and touch ground, you can see we get the beep. When we put the black lead there, we do not get that. So that means this is only allowing current flow in one direction, which is okay, as long as it's the right direction. And if we put this in there, come on, get in there. And we try and make it so it'll stay there. So I use my two hands for something different. I don't know if this is going to work or not. All right, you can hear it beep, right? When we open the points, it stops beeping. All right, I think we got it so it will run. But now, well, we have to adjust the points once we get this in there. Now we need to figure out where all these other wires go. They might be okay. I tried to get them back where they're supposed to be. Oh, maybe. Let's see. Hey, knock it off. I think that's better. Well, it comes through a little bit, but not much. All right, so everything's tied down. Tomorrow we'll put it together in the engine. Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's the old guy Jack here. Thanks for watching my video. If you got this far, and I don't know if it helps anybody or not. It helped me a little bit. I had no idea there was a diode in that line up to the ignition coil, even though I'm the one that that put it in the circuit, because I rewired that whole thing. I didn't know what that little black thing was in there. So we figured that out anyway, and everything's all tied down, and I think we'll install it today in the engine, and we'll go from there. So appreciate you guys watching. Please subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and hit that little thumbs up button, and we will appreciate it. Thank you much. Bye-bye.